Alright, what's up guys? General Killy here. Alright, so today we're going to be going into a vault. This is a Nightmare Tier 18, the Vault of Stone. And basically we're going to be answering the question, are vaults good now? So basically we're going to run through the vault and talk about a little bit about the vaults. But are vaults good now? So let's check it out and see some of the changes that they made. We're currently running the firewall meteor build. I did do a video about this build. It's a really fun build, highly recommend it. It does a ton of damage. And I'm also putting up a video for the construct and, you know, some really nice things with the construct and how much better it is now. But also, vaults feel better as well. The enemy density was always pretty good in the Nightmare vaults, but now with some of the changes that they made, I think that, you know, if you guys don't mind the traps, I think you're going to like these vaults. They are quite rewarding now. You can level up your construct pretty quickly now with it, and it's a lot more accessible. But as you can see, we just love to burn everything in sight. That's just the beginning of the vault. Now we're going to hop into the gateway, and we're going to get into one of the first major changes. So we're just going to kill these enemies real quick. Okay, so here's the statue of Zoltan Pool. Oh, more enemies want to come. Take care of them real quick. Drop some meteors on their heads. Alrighty. So this is the statue of Zoltan Cool. You exchange 1 Pearl of Warding for 10 charges of Zoltan Ward. This used to be like 3 or 4 or whatever. I think it was 3. It was a lot lower. It was kind of a pain in the ass. You really needed to use a lot of pearls sometimes, and you really were restricted. Now it's super nice, super convenient. Your Pearls of Warden you can find over here. You basically go here, Pearls of Warding right here. We got 29 of them. You also get awarded a lot more Pearls of Warding now in the vaults, which is really nice. So not only do you have to use less of them, but also you get more of them. So you don't really have to deal with it or worry about it as much. It's super accessible now, super easy to get. Anyways, we're going to use one of them, and we're going to see on the top right our Zoltan Warding go up to 10, 20, 30. I go about 30 max. You can probably get away with even less if you're really good at dodging the vaults and you know the paths throughout each one of these vaults. You really don't need this much. I just go with 30 just to be safe, because at the end of this vault you will need 5 total Zoltan Wardings to open up the chest. There's 2 Zoltan Wardings chests, one that costs 4, one that costs 1. So by the end of this you want to have at least 5 Zoltan Wardings. It's really not that hard. If you don't feel too comfortable with it, you could stack more Zoltan Wardings. You can go up to 40, 50. It's really not a big deal. Like I said, you get back Pearls of Warding pretty easily. You really just want to make sure that you guarantee that you get those chests at the end. But anyways, let's continue on. But yes, very nice change to this. And you can fly through these things pretty quickly. There's really nothing holding you back.
I need time to prepare that.
Right? And now, you know, you can tank a lot of this stuff. You don't have to necessarily just avoid every single trap and, you know, make your way through slowly. Like, you don't have to worry about getting hit every once in a while.
I'm not ready.
Now, they can do some damage, you know, especially some of, like, the poison, the fire ones. They can do damage to you. So you want to definitely be careful of that, but... As you can see, my construct's making them vulnerable now. As we added that flash of adrenaline. We're getting the focus fire. It's constantly burning and hitting enemies. I'm constantly burning and hitting enemies. The enemy density is pretty good. So you can still take your time, as you can see, right? Come up here, you can open this chest, no big deal. But these vaults are actually pretty fun now. The traps really aren't that bad. Listen, I got hit one time and I was rushing through, right? It's really not that bad. If you don't like traps that much, you can easily avoid them. And like I said, now you can kind of tank them. It's really not that big of a deal. So if the traps are kind of keeping you from playing, I mean, it's really not much of a reason not to play these vaults anymore. They're actually pretty fun. I think that they might even be better than the Nightmare Dungeons, honestly. The Nightmare Dungeons are still pretty fun, but, you know, especially if you're leveling up your construct, there is no reason not to run these vaults. Now, there aren't as many of them, so if you're looking for more variety, then, you know, you still want to run the Nightmare Dungeons. You're going to have to do it for your season journey anyway. But I would still try and run as many of these vaults as you can, as your construct has definitely gotten better. We're not going to do this just for the video, but we could obviously run that chest pretty easily. But just for the video's sake, I'm just going to get to the end as quick as I can while destroying these mobs. As you can see, these are level 72. I'm level 70, and we're just melting right through them with this build. I would highly recommend checking out this build if you haven't yet. This is on my channel. This is my last video that I put out, basically breaking down all the skills for this build. So we're going to pick up the keystone right here. Sucking these enemies. And I will be, as I continue to play and grind and I get to tier 4, I will be putting out more of a min-max build for this. Right now, on my first video is kind of a mixed match of what I had. But we will certainly be min-maxing this and getting it as good as we possibly can. And I will be posting that video as soon as I get higher levels here. But we're going to put in that keystone pedal. Those doors opened up. As you can see, not really taking my time. I'm at 45. I got hit 5 times by the stuff. Like I said, it's really not that bad. You can take your time more and use less pearls of warding. You don't have to rush through it. But if you're looking to grind and you're kind of looking to blast through this, you know, you certainly just, you know, put on 30 or 40 or 50, whatever you want to do, just to guarantee this. But here's the final room. This gets kind of crazy. You're going to see that the enemy density is actually pretty nice in here. This is better than, you know, most of the Nightmare Dungeons, I think. Look at all these elites that form, right? And there is some poison explosion, so you really want to make sure you're using your skills and your barriers. I'm going to move out, actually.
I'm not ready yet.
Before I get one-shotted by the poison. But there you go, cleared that. And then we're gonna go into this final room as soon as this opens up here. And then here we are. So this is the final part that we were talking about. Here's the woven's chest. This is what requires the Zoltan's warding. As you can see, we have 42 Zoltan's warding. We didn't even need the 30. We literally didn't even need. We basically only needed 20 to get through, and we kind of tanked it and ran it pretty fast. Wasn't really taking our time here. But anyways, we're going to open up these 2 chests. These are going to give you, as you can see, a bunch of tuning stuff, a bunch of legendaries. Very nice. We're upgrading stuff on that, and then you open the vault coffer, and that's going to end the dungeon. You get another legendary, you get some more tuning stuff, and then we're going to just upgrade that. But yep, as you can see, the vaults are now quite rewarding, quite fun, and quite accessible and easy to run. I would highly recommend giving them a try again. If traps aren't your thing, you might still not like it, but as you can see right there, you really can avoid most of them. You don't have to deal with them that much if you don't like them. They're quite easy to get by. But yeah, anyways, I will be streaming on Twitch at General Kill You. Come check it out. We're just going to be playing some Diablo, leveling up. Come talk about the build, come talk about the videos, and I hope to see you around. Thanks, guys.